Welcome back, mathematicians. In this video, we are going to solve equations that are quadratic in form. So what does it mean to be quadratic in form? Well, it may or may not necessarily be a quadratic equation, but by doing some manipulation, we can then convert it to a quadratic equation. So the manipulation that we'll do is we're going to let u equal some expression that allows you to convert the equation to this quadratic equation, which is a times u squared plus b times u plus c is equal to 0. So by letting u equal that expression, you will then substitute u into that equation for that expression, and then we will get a quadratic equation, which we can then solve using factoring or the quadratic formula or completing the squares if you choose. So we've got an equation down here, and what you notice is it does look very similar to a quadratic equation. Now you could expand this and convert it to a quadratic equation by taking x plus 2 times x plus 2, distributing the 11, you can do all that. And that's a lot of work, but you can do it. The other alternative is to say, well, let's let u equal x plus 2. That's the expression that will allow us to convert this into a quadratic equation. And so I will get u squared, and again, I'm replacing x plus 2 with the variable u. So u squared plus 11 times u minus 12 is equal to 0. Well, that is a much simpler equation for me to solve, and it required me to do a lot less work to get to this point. So now I'm going to go ahead and solve this for u. I'm going to do this by factoring. So I have two factors, and the two factors are u plus 12 and u minus 1. I then set the two factors equal to 0 based on my zero product property, and that would be u plus 12 is equal to 0, and u minus 1 is equal to 0. Solve each of these, and what you get is u is equal to negative 12, and u is equal to positive 1. Now, you're not done, and this is a critical part here. Most students, once they see that you've got a variable equals a number, want to just call it a day and quit. Well, no, you're not done, because you are trying to solve this equation not for u, but for x. And so what we need to do is go back and replace u back with the x plus 2. So x plus 2 is equal to negative 12, and x plus 2 is equal to positive 1. We then solve both of those equations, and we get x is equal to negative 14, and x is equal to negative 1. So the solution is x is equal to negative 14 and negative 1. All right, guys, good luck.